Hey guys, how's it going? Justin here with Keystone Mountain Outdoors. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, what I wanted to bring you guys is a little bit of an update on the troublesome history that I've had with my CZ457. So I'm going to assume you guys haven't watched the previous videos on this. I'll try to catch you up as quickly as I can. I went into detail with some of the trials and tribulations of this gun in previous videos, but catching everybody up, essentially I bought this gun about 8 months ago, drove a couple hours away to find one in stock because at the time these were vaporware. This is the 457 Pro Varmint Suppressor ready. It's a bolt action precision rimfire, comes with a heavy profile barrel, 16 inches threaded, can accept a can, all that stuff, good to go. So I drove hours away to get this thing. Upon getting back home and cleaning it and taking it out to the range, I was having a bunch of stuck case issues out of the box. Like, it didn't matter what kind of ammunition, whether it was, CCI standard velocity or Norma TAC 22 or, even Elite target. Some target loads were having a bunch of issues. So I decided to take it apart, clean it real good, make sure there wasn't any simple burrs or any, machining debris left in the chambering or anything like that, and decided to take it back out to the range. Still was met with the same issues. Ultimately ended up sending this gun into CZ USA. CZ USA, between the time that I shipped it and time that I got it back, it was right around like a month and a half. And upon getting it back, I was met with the same issues. CZ USA didn't really do anything. Their letter said that they just cleaned it. So I called in, tried to talk to the gunsmith. I can't remember if I talked directly to the gunsmith or with a gentleman that was relaying messages from me to the gunsmith and vice versa. But nonetheless, the gist of it was that the gunsmith said, "Sir, I assure you, I looked at your rifle. Everything's good on your rifle. It's an ammunition problem, or you need to start running that bolt harder." And I'm trying to tell this guy, like, I respect your opinion, but you're wrong. Like, there's definitely something going on with this gun. I shouldn't have to, even if I run the bolt fast, I'm still getting stuck case issues. So at this point, I'm super frustrated. He's like, you could send it back in, but I assure you there's nothing wrong with it. So kind of going to be wasting everybody's time here. So I decided, all right, I'm frustrated at this point. What's going on with the rifle? I got to do something. I'm not going to sell it because I don't want to pawn my problem off on somebody else. So at this point, I want to get the gun fixed. I want to get it to shoot. Whenever the gun shoots pretty accurately. It's a fun gun to shoot. I really like the gun itself. I just need to get it functioning right. So I did some research and I stumbled across some online threads where guys were talking about similar issues with other similar rimfire guns. And what they were doing was reprofiling their extractor. So I went ahead and reprofiled the extractor, took it out to the range, and voila, my stuck case issue was gone. However, at this point, I still had a stiff bolt. Initially, from the onset, my diagnosis of this rifle was, hey, it has a tight chamber or the extractor's messed up. It was one of those two things. So the easiest thing to do was to reprofile that extractor. And once I did that, it solved the stuck case issues, but I still had a stiff bolt. And that basically tells me that there's something wrong with the chambering of the rifle. At this point, I'm super frustrated. I at least get the gun to function well. However, it's still a little stiff. I move on to some other projects. Fast forward about 5-6 months go by, and I'm out at the range shooting, and I had the 457 with me, and I stumble across another gentleman who happened to have like 457s, excuse me. He had 4 of these guns. And me and him get to talking about, his accuracy and, what's going on with his guns. And then I start telling him about this one. And I say, hey, go shoot it and let me know what you think. And he shoots it. And initially he's like, yeah, man, your bolt should not be this stiff at all. And I'm like, yeah, I've never really got around to fixing it at this point other than reprofiling that extractor. So he says, tell you what, I got a spare barrel at home. Let me go home, grab my spare barrel. We'll come out. We'll swap it real quick. One of the claims to fame with the 457 is there's basically 2 set screws that hold your barrel in, so you're able to do quick barrel changes. So I have a torque. I keep a fix-it sticks torque set with me. So at the range, we went ahead, just swapped out the barrels. I start shooting it. Voila, the gun shooting super smooth. So at this point, we pinpoint it has nothing to do with the bolt carrier anymore. It has to do with the chambering of that rifle. Being that we swapped barrels and the problem went away, the problem definitely lied in that barrel. So I give CZ USA a call back. Now, as I said, this was about 6 months after that original RMA send in, nothing was done. And I explained to the guy my frustrations. I voiced to him, hey, I sent a gun in last time. You guys did nothing about it and essentially called me crazy. And I'm a big fan of CZ USA, CZ in general. I mean, I'm wearing a CZ hat. I have a couple brands, I have a Scorpion, I have several CZ 75s. You know, I really like CZ as a company, but you guys really dropped the ball with me on this one. And there's definitely an issue with this. And the guy says, all right, we're going to do another RMA. I'll make sure it gets sent to a different gunsmith this time. We'll make sure we look at it. We'll make sure we go into depth with it. You'll hear back from us in about 2 days. So a couple days go by, never heard anything back from them. So I actually call back again. I'm like, hey, what's going on with that? You know, I submitted the RMA via their website, so it was nothing on my end. He's like, oh, your RMA must have got lost in the pile or something. So he's like, yeah, we'll give you a call, or you'll hear back from us in a couple days. A couple days go by again. I have to call him up again. I'm like, hey, man, this has been twice. Like, what's going on with this? And the lady says, hey, I'm just going to push it through right now. I'm going to she pulled out my RMA. She approved it. I got the prepaid shipping label that day, and I sent this gun out. It was with CZ USA for about a week or two, and then I get an email back, hey, sir, we looked at your rifle, and there is a bulge in your chamber. I'll throw up the letter that they put, I'll throw it up on the screen here. But essentially, they said that the chambering was a little bit deformed. There was a bulge in the chamber that they didn't pick up on that initial inspection, and that it was indeed a problem with the chambering of the rifle. So at this point, they said they had no replacement barrels and no ETA on them, so they went ahead and just replaced the complete firearm, gave me a whole new serial number gun. So at this point, I get the gun back, I take it out to the range, and everything is good. So full transparency, I never once mentioned to CZ USA that I had a YouTube video, and I'm not doing this video disparagingly towards CZ or CZ USA. However, their customer service kind of was what it was. You guys could listen to my situation, and you guys could make your decisions and kind of base it off of other people's as well. But overall, CZ USA's customer service, at the end of the day, they did solve my issue, and I am happy with this 457. I took it out to the range. It shoots pretty good. I've been impressed with it so far. It's a smoother bolt lift. It's still pretty accurate. You know, it's just good. It's what it should have been from the get-go. It is kind of frustrating that I had to go through all these headaches to get it to the point where it is, you know, a reliable, functioning, smooth gun. But nonetheless, the issues are solved, and I got a good working 457 that shoots lights out. So just wanted to share my experience with you guys. You guys could kind of take it for what it's worth. Obviously, this is a sample size of one. Your mileage may vary. Guys, I appreciate all the support that's been coming into the channel. As always, remember to train hard, shoot fast, and most importantly, be safe. God bless.